Hey, Shalom, Israel, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to the Most High, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, which is the true God of the nation of Israel. In this video right here, I'm going to be talking about, can men have multiple wives? Because, in this today's society, you only see one husband, one wife, and when a man go talk to, if a man in a relationship, and he go talk to another woman, the woman will say he cheating. She'll get upset if you do that. But I'm finna show you out the Bible that it's not a sin. It's not a sin for a man to have multiple wives, because all through the Bible, our forefathers had multiple wives. So all through the Bible, our forefathers had multiple wives, so it wasn't a sin. But I'm gonna put this out here. Since we're in Babylon, we're in captivity. Cause we still in captivity. If you didn't know, we still in captivity. So I wouldn't suggest that you go get multiple wives, because it is kind of hard. Because you have to provide for your wives. So you just can't have wives and not provide for them. So it's gonna be kind of hard to provide for multiple wives while we're in captivity. So I wouldn't suggest you do it, but it's not a sin. So I'm not saying that you can't do it. You get what I'm saying? But women can't have multiple husbands though. Women can only have one husband, but men can have multiple wives. And America's America the only place that push this, because if you go to different places, if it's men have multiple wives, and women respect that, because they know that it's okay. So women respect men having multiple wives, and you get a lot of stuff done. But you get a lot of stuff done when you have multiple wives. So it's not a sin for a man to have multiple wives. So I'm finna get that out the Bible. You have to provide for them. You can't just. I'm gonna make a video. A video after this showing you that sex is marriage. So you'll understand what I'm talking about once I make that video. This is in the Torah. This is the law. This is in the Torah. So it says if a man have two wives, so that's more than one now. If a man have two wives, one beloved and another hated, and they have borne him children, both the beloved and the hated, and if the firstborn son be hers that was hated, then it shall be, when he maketh his son to inherit that which he hath, that he may not make the son of the beloved firstborn before the son of the hated, which is indeed the firstborn. So the point of this, why I put this verse out, is because to show you that the law is telling you that you can have more than one wife. Because if a man have two wives, so you can have more than one wife. Cause you gotta think, we you know what I'm saying, we royal people. You know what I'm saying? We royal, we different. So we have more than one wife. You know what I'm saying? Cause we have, we royalty, so we gonna have more than one wife. You know how brothers is to this day. Our people like that to this day. The men, it's kind of hard for them to stay with one wife, because we so used to having multiple wives. Cause that's in our spirit to have multiple wives. You don't have to have multiple wives, but most men have multiple wives. But the thing about it is, now our men don't take our men, because they're not knowing sex is marriage. So when they have sex with these women, they are not their wives. They are not his wives, but they're not taking care of the women. They're not taking care of their child that they have. So that's when that becomes a problem. But if you lay down with a woman, she become your wife, and you know what I'm saying, you taking care of the kids and stuff. You got multiple women, you taking care of them. That's fine. That's fine, because it's not a sin. So you can do that. So Exodus 21:10. If he take him another wife, her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage shall be not diminished. So the point of me getting is, if a man take him another wife, so just say you got 5 wives, and he take another wife. They didn't say how many wives he started off with. He just said if he take another wife. So this man could have 10 wives to take another. He got 11. Get what I'm saying? So it's not a sin to have multiple wives. King Solomon, our forefather King Solomon had a lot of wives. He had a lot of them. And he had 2 wives. They talking about El- Elkanah. Elkanah had 2 wives. The name of the one was Hannah, and the name of the other Peninnah. And Peninnah had children, but Hannah had no children. And back in Bible time, it was nowadays when a woman have a lot of children, she get talked about like, dang, she got all them kids, and she got all them kids. She got all them kids. People, we talk about those people now in today's time, but back in Bible time, you would get praised if you had a lot of kids, but you would get laughed at and talked about if you couldn't bear children. So you see how it's complete opposite. Nowadays you get talked about if you have a lot of kids, but back in Bible time you got talked about if you couldn't bear no children or if you only had one child. Cause what we multiply. Our women like to have a lot of children. But if you couldn't have no children, that's when you got talked about. That's why you got people talked about you like, dang, she can't have no kids. Oh my God. See how it's complete opposite now? But it said and he had 2 wives, so he had 2 wives. So if we get 2 Samuel 5:13 KJV. And David took him more concubines. And wives out of Jerusalem after he was come from Hebron, and there were yet sons and daughters born to David. So he took more concubines and wives and buried sons and daughters for them. You get what I'm saying? So he had plenty concubines, plenty wives. But you don't see nowhere in the Bible when it says a woman can have multiple husbands. The only time a woman can have another husband is if the husband that she has dies. If he die, that when she can get another husband. That's the only time she can get another husband. If her current husband dies, but she can't just go out here sleeping with people because she'd be considered a hoe or a harlot. A woman can only have one husband, but a man can have multiple wives. And Gideon had 70 sons of his body begotten, for he had many wives. Many. It is many. He had many wives. Many. So he could have had 10, he could have had 20, he could have had 30. Who knows? We just know he had more than one. Because he had many wives. Let me get I gotta pull my, this is my last one, but I gotta pull my forefather King Solomon, because King Solomon, he definitely show you that you can have multiple wives. Longer they don't take you away from this truth. But they took him away from this truth. That's why he messed up at. All these women that all these wives that he had took him away from the Most High. And he had 7. And he had 700 wives. This is King Solomon. So you think he was just marrying all? You think he was just proposing to all these women, and putting a ring on their finger, and that's marriage? No, that's not what he was laying with all these women. He was laying with all these women. They became his wife. So that's why he said he had 700 wives, princesses, and 300 concubines, and his wife turned away his heart because most of his wives were heathens. most of his wives from the other nations, and they turned him away from the Most High. So King Solomon had 700 wives, princesses, and 300 concubines. So he had plenty. He had a lot of them. But the Most High didn't tell. The Most High didn't tell any. You will not find a Bible where the Most High tell a man, "Oh, you can only have one wife. You can't lay with multiple women." You will not see that because that's lawful. That's lawful. You can do that. So brothers, you can have multiple wives, but you have to be able to provide for them. You can't just lay with them and not be able to provide for them. You have to be able to provide for them. That's why I said I wouldn't suggest you do that in captivity. I suggest that you wait to the kingdom to do that. But what I'm saying, if you can provide for them, go ahead. You can have multiple wives, and your wife can't be upset about that. Your wife, your first wife can't be upset about that because that's in the law. It's lawful. It's not a sin. So she should understand that. You know what I'm saying? She should understand that. So men can have multiple wives, but women can't have multiple husbands. You have to once you lay with a man, he become your husband. So you can't lay with nobody else after that unless he dies. You get what I'm saying? But I want to give all praise to the Most High, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. Shalom.